Hey everybody, it's Tony Spandrio. Hey, I'm back from yesterday and I'm going to wait a few minutes here to get a few more people to come on. I've got a number of people here that will be on soon, but today we're going to kind of talk about how to do a fix and flip and how to turn a fix and flip in 60 days and some of the tips that I'm going to be sharing with everybody today. So hey, we'll give it a few minutes here for everybody to start coming on and start watching this. How's the weather where you're at today? Colorado, yeah, we had a little storm that came through yesterday. I was out in Windsor and got a little cold, and my battery is getting low, and I had to make a short video of things and didn't quite finish, but hey, I see we got a lot of people starting to join in, and hey, I'm going to get started. Today we're going to talk about tips on how to get that fix and flip done in 60 days and get that rehab done. So in the meantime here, I'm just going to give it a few more minutes. Hey, I wanted to let you guys know that my book's almost done. We're just in the final drafting stages of it. Just going to send it off to the proofreader, and we're going to be ready to get that thing published. Hey, Edward. Hey, thanks for joining in. Good to see you. And so going to have that done. Cash Flow Essentials, the ultimate guide to real estate investing. And the book's really kind of focusing on how to set yourself up to get some rental properties in the right area and make certain that you're doing all the right things. I mean, looking at the GDPs and the MSAs and the HAIs and a lot of acronyms here that I'm throwing out that, hey, to find out about those, you'll need to get my book. So anyway, Cash Flow Essentials. Hey, we're doing great. We have another event coming up in May 6th and 7th. That's going to be, again, at the Doubletree Hotel in Thornton, Colorado. And so look forward to seeing a lot of you there. And really excited about that. Well, hey, we're getting a few people on board here. I'd like to go ahead and kind of kick this off. Going to take about 15 minutes today and take a look at how to turn your fix and flip in 60 days. Hey, Jason. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for joining in, buddy. Hey, so here's the deal: is it's really critical that you put all the right team players, in place, okay, when you're doing your fix and flips. And the biggest one's going to be your project coordinator, okay? And that's going to be huge, guys. You got to get the right people on your team here, okay? So you want to be the entrepreneur. You don't want to be the technician. You want to get away from the manager's roles. And well, where am I picking that up from? Well, hey, there's a really great book out there. Michael Gruber has. It's E-Myth, the Real Estate Investor. I know that part of the book is narrated with Dan Merrill, who is part of Fortune Builders. But guys, I'm telling you, you really need to get out of the role of being the technician, being the manager. You need to be the entrepreneur. So here's a few key facts, though, about fixing and flipping and getting this done in 60 days. One thing that I want to tell you is that you need to plan on a budget. And once you get that scope of work written out and you get your estimates in, and let's say you got about a $50,000 flip going on, okay? Guys, you need to figure about $7,500 a week is what you need to figure that you're going to be on target for. This is going to really help you get that done within that 60-day time frame. 60 days, what do we got there? About 8 weeks. So 8 weeks at $7,000 a week, $7,500 a week, that's about $56,000. That's that target, okay? All right, so let's talk a little bit about your team and what you got going on. You want a great project coordinator, somebody that's going to understand construction, okay? Because you don't want your subcontractors stepping on each other's toes, right? You're going to get them pissed off at you, and they're not going to want to come back. So the key thing is that, guys, there's sequence and things that have to be done. But let's start from the beginning, right? You've got the house, you got it under contract, you know you're going to have a close date. All right. So ahead of time, you're going to have your subs and your GCs in there getting you estimates. You're going to figure out, do I need permits? Do I don't need permits? What do I need? You're going to want to start negotiating with these things, guys. You're going to want to put contracts together and lien waivers together, and you're going to want to identify with each subcontractor, okay, how many days is it going to take to do this project? And you're going to want to make certain that in the contract, hey, you're going to reward them if they get done early. But you're also going to let them know in the contract is that due to Mother Nature and things that are beyond our controls, that if it's going to take them longer, hey guys, I'm sorry, I'll give you if you get it done, sooner. And hey, Alexandra, thanks for joining in. And you're going to get it done sooner, I'm going to give you a reward. But if it's going to take you longer, hey, I'm going to have to charge you. I got holding costs, and you're holding me up from putting the house out there and putting it on the market. Okay, so you get your contractors all set up, and you get down to the city, you look at your permits, you kind of work with those guys and try to figure out, okay, how long once I call in does it take for me to get an inspection on things? So let me give you an example, okay? I've got this flip going on in Windsor. It's really phenomenal. We're probably going to be making close to $90,000 to $100,000 on this flip because we're knocking it out, okay? So here's the deal. So to kind of listen to me in here, I'm going to walk you guys through this, okay? So I knew that we were going to be closed on January 3rd, and my project coordinator literally started to set up the dumpsters. We had a 30-yard roll-off that had to be delivered. We had 2 people set up that literally that next day on January 4th, we're there at the house. In 8 hours, guys, we had to trash out this house. We're talking about a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house that was a ranch with full basement, and we had just all kinds of stuff. It was a textbook deal that I had gotten into, and it was a pretty phenomenal deal. Anyway, 2 guys in 8 hours. We have the whole thing demoed out, all of the trash out, all the carpet out of the house. We had the bathroom demoed, 2 bathrooms. We had them demoed, and we had all the kitchen cabinets out. Everything's out. So we're talking about houses gutted in 8 hours, 2 guys. That's what project coordinator is good at, okay? Well, right behind that, we already coordinated going, okay, we have a downstairs that we have to build out. We're going to contract with the sub, and he's going to get in there and start doing all of the framing and build out that we needed to get done in there. Meantime, we already got a guy in there that's ready to start putting back the bathroom, getting the bathroom back together. We had already had our supplies ready to be delivered on the 2nd, 3rd day from Home Depot to get all the supplies there for people to work on. Now, the key is that you guys got to remember, hey, what sequence the things need to be done in, all right? And you got your inspectors. So in this case here, we had a lot of texturing that had to be done to the walls upstairs and some patching and whatnot, but we couldn't start that yet. The big thing was that, hey, need to get that framing done, right? You got the framing done, and you got a guy upstairs working on the bathrooms. Hey, they're not stumbling over each other. That's way cool, okay? So the framer gets done, we get the permits, there, and we get it inspected. And what's next? Well, the electrician was next. Well, again, the electrician was all downstairs in this case. And the guy that was down, now he moved downstairs to start working on the bathroom. He wasn't in the way. The bathroom had already been pretty much finished when we got it, so we didn't have to do a lot of construction there. All right, so now we got the electrician in, and permits are pulled, and boom, we got that going. All right, well, what's next? Hey, the project coordinator, he's on top of these guys. He is hey, Sabrina, hey, thanks for joining. And so, anyway, so the project coordinator, he's working with all these GCs, and he's got them scheduled in advance, so they all know when they're going to get in there. Now, we're doing lien waivers. Typically, we're doing, hey, Ed, thanks for joining me. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope things are doing great out there in the West Coast where you're at. And so having all of the supplies in advance, they're making certain that they've got the supplies that they need in advance. But I guess what I wanted to say was that we're using a program where it's 30, 30, 30, and 10. Well, what I mean by that is that once 30% of the work is done, they're going to get 30% of the pay. Okay, then another 30 and another 30. Then we hold back 10% for when they're done. Well, anyway, moving right along, okay, we've got all these things in set. We got lien waivers in place, and we're just rocking and rolling. Guys are coming in. Inspections are happening. Guys are getting out. Hey, now I got the outside work that still needs to be done. And so I've hired some landscapers to come in and start cleaning up the yard. Hey, they're not stumbling over people's, feet. They're on the outside. Again, it's kind of like, remember a while back, a few years back, Extreme Home Makeover? This is what I felt like. It's just like, oh my gosh, we got all these crews going and whatnot. Okay, well, that's what a great project coordinator is going to do for you. They're going to, I mean, they're worth their weight in gold. I mean, you take a house that you're making $50, $60, $90, $100,000 on. I'm telling you what, you pay somebody, you know, gosh, you paid them 20, 25 bucks an hour to come in and oversee that and oversee all your projects. And it's so well worth your time, okay? Get a good project manager in place. Okay, so we're at the point now, 60 days. We're not quite at 60 days. Yesterday, literally, what was happening is that all the painting's been done. Yesterday, here's what happened in one day yesterday, okay? Is the carpet layers were in laying carpet, and all the appliances were delivered. We have all the hardwood floors are done. All the painting is done. We had all the electrical being, all the outlets and switch plates and all that stuff being installed yesterday. We had doors being installed. As soon as the carpet guys left, we had all the doors up. The doors were already cut and pre-hinged, and they were painted. All they had to be done was brought inside and set inside. We had the guys there to measure for the countertops. They came in measuring the countertops. We had one bathroom that we had to put vanities and toilets in to get those finished up. And right now, all we're waiting on is the countertops for the kitchen, and that's it. The outside, unfortunately, here in Colorado, it's been a little bit cold, and we've had some warm days. Really, what's left is we're going to have a little bit of sod put in, but we kind of have to wait till March for that because of the weather. Had to get a deck painting, and then we got some fencing work being done. But I guess my tip that I want to tell you for Tony's Tuesday tip of the week is, get out of the role of being a technician, get that tool belt off, okay? And get in the role of becoming a manager if you're not quite yet seasoned enough and you don't have enough deals. And get into that entrepreneur position. And I spoke from one of my subs just now on some work that we got going on, another one. And right behind me, this is my tracking for our marketing. We're doing a lot of mailing to high equity owners. That's been phenomenal. I've got 4 letters that go out. Guys, here's another little key. This is really, really cool. We're part of REI Black Book. And Jason, hey, by the way, Jason and I go back for a long time. When I first joined in 2010 into Rich Dad and got hooked into REI Black Book. But here's what I'm doing in REI Black Book. REI Black Book has a system called AMP. And the way cool thing about AMP and how I'm using it is that I'm sending out 4 letters. Well, I use an 800 number, and then I use an extension. Well, when they call into the number, and they call that extension, and they leave a message, with that, I will know which letter it is that individual got. So it's way cool because you can identify, hey, talk about split test marketing. That's what they teach there, through Elite Legacy and whatnot. Split test marketing. Jason teaches that a lot, and that's the key thing. So what I do is I send out a number of letters, and I just put an extension with a message in it. Now I can track when people call in because that AMP system allows me to track who is calling in. Okay, so I know right then and there the calls I'm getting. They may not leave a message, but I know which number they called in on. That means I can return their call. It happened just yesterday. We sent out literally I'm set next week to go out and look at more houses, and I'm really targeting high equity homeowners. It's those people who have at least 70% of their mortgage paid down. They've got at least $100,000 in equity. And here's the deal is that with another system I'm using, that you can take and you can, hello Roberto, hey, thanks for joining in. With this other system that I'm using, you can actually target people that have their income set. So let's say they're making less than $15,000 a year. That's pretty low income. Or maybe they're making between $15,000 and $25,000 a year. But a lot of people could have their mortgage 70% paid off. They got a lot of equity. Hey, this is a target market that we're going after, and we've been getting some great responses by using letters and sending out letters. I got a VA. The VA is helping me, keeping me out there on social media. I've got an assistant here in the office, and she helps keeping everything going here on mailings and getting that going. It's been phenomenal. So just another tip for you guys is that if you're getting out there and you're doing some fix and flip work, hey, that's another way to go get some additional product. High equity owners. Well, guys, hey, listen. Well, Edward is asking about, well, what is the system? Well, the system is called Title Pro 24/7. There's a lot of systems out there that are relatively good. A lot of people will use listsource.com. I found Title Pro 24/7. It's a free application. You only have to pay 6 cents a lead. The cool thing about it is that if you want one lead, it's 6 cents. Now, a lot of the applications out there charge you a minimum of $50 if you need to get a list. But Title Pro 24/7 offers that. Now, if you guys want to get set up on Title Pro 24/7, hey, reach out to me at Tony@cashflowessentials.com, and I'll be happy to send you the connections on how you can get that application. Also, again, guys, before I end here, I want to let you know, super excited, Cashflow Essentials. We're doing phenomenal. We have our next event. This is going to be our 3rd live event. It's going to be May 6th and 7th here in Denver. And it's a 2-day event. And we really focus on cash flowing and buy and hold properties and understanding techniques. Now what I'm teaching, hi Anita, hey, thanks for joining in on this. But we're focusing on how to identify these markets that's going to reduce your risk tremendously. And the thing about Cashflow Essentials and what we teach in this 2-day event is we talk about GDP, gross domestic product. There's a science to understanding that and getting the education to know where are my markets that are the best GDP. Next is MSA, Metropolitan Statistical Area, and that's important to know what area that's up and coming, rents and vacancies and occupancies, and we have a lot of sites that we look into to get that information. Next is your housing affordability index. You're going to want to be in an area where people are renting the most. And so we put this together along with understanding appreciating values. And then I've got my 93 questions to ask a property manager. Got to have the right property manager on board. Absolutely. So guys, that event's coming up May 6th and 7th. We're starting to put that all together. You can go out to our website at www.cashflowessentials.com and you can see a lot of the stuff. We offer coaching, we offer some mentoring, and anything else that we can try to help you with. Well, guys, I got a lot of freebies out there too that you can pick up. I got some ebooks that you can download for free. So go out and visit our site. Well, listen, guys. Hey, I'm going to end this. The tips to doing a fix and flip within 60 days. I hope this has been helpful. I really appreciate you guys joining me on this live video today. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. Just reach out, communicate with me. I'm on Facebook, obviously. And, you can get a hold of me again at Tony@cashflowessentials.com. And I look forward to seeing everybody here in the near future, okay? You guys take care. Bye now.